If you have thin, fine hair, that stops today. Did you know that you can take the thinnest of fine hair and make it look thick?
Summer, you're talking crazy.
That you don't actually have to be blessed with naturally thick hair?
You don't?
Today I am showing you the 3 ways to transform your thin, fine hair into looking its most thick and full self. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she got it by way of her own doing. Let's go. Change your foundation. You either love it or hate it. Change can bring up all sorts of uncomfortable things or feelings, the loss of control.
Honey, I hate when you load it like this.
Being content and knowing your routine like the back of your hand.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Or maybe you're just not open to new things.
I'll just stick with my usual salad, yeah.
While change can be intimidating, it can also bring excitement. A newfound restaurant that now becomes your favorite. A new outing with friends that brings the laughs for years to come. Or better yet, changing your hair to not only have a fun new look, but to fool people into thinking you have all the hair.
Sign me up, how do I do this?
The first and what some may consider the most drastic change is cutting your hair. Before you click off, I want to be clear. I am not suggesting that you go out right now and have 10 inches of your hair cut off. I am sure you're relieved about that. Not all hair has to be shorter for it to look thick and full, but I am going to be mentioning some shorter cuts, but I'm also going to mention different cutting techniques you can have done to maximize thickness in your hair at any length. If you are one who likes length, meaning you want to be able to pull your hair fully into a pony towards the top of your head with no hair sticking out, but you also want it to be easy to manage, I always suggest a mid-length cut to my clients who fall into this category. Mid-length always reminds me of the story of Goldilocks. Hair that is bob length or above the shoulders is often just too short for a lot of people. It usually has to be styled more frequently, and you're frustrated that it loses its shape. You might get tired of not being able to pull it all back. Then you have long hair. You don't feel like doing it? Just throw it up in a pony, doesn't matter. But then on wash days, it can feel endless. Blow drying your hair takes a ton of time, and it can lead to making you feel like you need another shower from getting so hot. It is just too long. Mid-length though is just right. Mid-length can be anywhere from below the clavicle or to just above your chest. You can easily get it up in a pony, giving you options for the days you don't feel like having to mess with your hair, and it's much shorter, meaning it's a lot easier to style on wash days than really long hair. This length, typically with fine, thin hair types, I find to be the sweet spot. It's about as long as you can go and keep it looking full while still being able though to have that movement of layers or a nice face frame. Fine hair, as it gets longer, the extra length is going to weigh your hair down. This is going to result in your hair looking flat, giving you a much harder time getting volume in your hair. Fine, thinner hair is also more prone to damage. So the longer the hair, the longer it's been around, meaning those ends have been put through years of wear and tear. If you don't have a solid hair care routine down, it's going to be a challenge to keep your ends from splitting or breaking, and both of those things contribute to making your hair look more thin. If long hair is something you must have, your best bet is for a one length or long layered look with your ends being cut blunt. A blunt cut is gonna create that nice thick full line, making your hair to appear more full. You could also opt for some nice face framing pieces to create more movement in your hair, but you're still able to maintain that length and thickness through the back. If you are one who is open to a shorter style, you truly can never go wrong with a classic bob or lob. I am absolutely loving my shorter locks. It's less dry time, thank God. And I'm also able to maximize the thickness my hair naturally has. I love a bob length for those with naturally curly or wavy hair as well, because you don't have that weight of the long hair pulling at your curls. They're able to spring up so nice. You get a much more thick and full look with lots of texture. Any of my clients with natural waves were always wishing they embraced this look sooner once they went ahead and took the plunge. Mid-length though really is a sweet spot in my opinion for fine and thin hair, where you can push the boundaries a little with your length while still being able to combine the other things I'll be mentioning to amplify a more thick and full look. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Who doesn't love the enjoyment of a Sunday brunch for a weekend treat? I love some eggs, bacon, and fluffy pancakes. Pancakes are often seen in various sizes, but I think we can all agree that the more fluffy and full they are, the better they seem to taste. Like you need the right ingredients to get the most perfect fluffy pancake, your thin and fine hair requires the same kind of idea to maximize thickness. Not using the right amount of volume products in your thin hair would be like skipping the ingredients needed to make those pancakes nice and fluffy. Having the right cut is what creates a solid base on your journey to thick and full hair, but it's very important you know how to amplify that cut to look even more thick. This can be done by way of your products. If you're familiar with my channel, you know I love products. I am always asking you for all your favorites because it's just so fun for me and I can't get enough. So make sure to keep them coming. This time I want to hear what your favorite volume or thickening product is that you use on your hair. Did you get them by recommendation of me or elsewhere? Share it all. A lot of women feel that they can only use one product for their hair because using too many will weigh their hair down. But in reality, it's more likely that you are using the wrong products and the wrong amount of each product. Products can be like a marathon. Slow and steady wins the race, which this isn't my best analogy, but that's supposed to imply using the correct amount versus sprinting towards the finish line, meaning you are using a lot of each product, thinking the more amount you use, the better each product will work.
So you're telling me I sprinted for nothing?
I'm going to give you guys a few different categories or options to try and give suggestions that fit the needs of each of you. Hair really isn't a one size fits all, so while I am ride or die for using several products, can't live without them. I understand that not everybody wants to, and some hair types can't handle as much. Nonsense. I do though encourage you to try layering a few products and using less. This is key, using a less amount than maybe you have tried in the past to see how it works for you now. My favorite option for creating volume and thickness in my hair is to use a group of products that I call the trifecta. This consists of a root lifter, volume mousse, and volume cream. My favorite products for the trifecta is Moroccanoil's Root Boost and their volumizing mousse, and IGK's Beach Club. With the trifecta, you are getting coverage from roots to ends and everywhere in between. When using these combined, I apply my root lifter first, as that's the most important thing for me. I want volume at my roots, like a lot of it. I then apply one ball of mousse through my mids and ends. When my hair is longer, I will add a second ball, but when grouping the three products together like this, I don't recommend using more than 2 balls of mousse. Last, I will apply just a pea size of the IGK Beach Club. Why I use this specific product is because it helps with style memory for creating hold in the hair as well as providing heat protection. All 3 of these products are very lightweight, making them buildable. It's only when overused that they will create a greasy or weighed down feeling. When I use the trifecta, I am left with lots of volume and texture in my hair, creating a thicker appearance as well as being able to maintain my volume for longer in between washes. If you're like, Summer, there's no way I'm putting that many products in my hair, and you also prefer a more soft, silky feel to your amplified thickness, I then suggest using what I call the Dynamic Duo. This is a root lifter paired with a thickening cream. I very very rarely ever blow dry my hair without a root lifter. To me, a root lifter gives the best volume at the roots compared to other volume products. You need a bit more texture for your root area than a mousse or a cream provides, so it is a vital product. A thickening cream is a bit different from a volume mousse. Thickening creams tend to have a lighter feel and texture to them. They're not going to create as much grit in your hair, and they also provide a little more hydration to your hair, so it's going to create that soft feeling. I feel like the way to explain using the Dynamic Duo product options would be like using a lip plumper. It just lightly enhances what you naturally have, plumping your lips just slightly, in this case, your hair, whereas the Trifecta product options are going to be more like if you used a lip liner to overline your lips to really enhance them and make them appear bigger, and then use your lipstick to tie everything in together. You're not really going to go wrong with either option. It's more so about what your hair does best. If your hair just can't handle a lot of products and you're like, Summer, I can't even handle 2 products, then what I call the Singular Sensation is going to be amazing for you. You can truly never go wrong with a good mousse. The thing that is so great about a volume mousse is that you can apply it roots to ends. They give good volume as well as hold. One of my favorite brands is Moroccanoil's Volumizing Mousse. I love it because it's very lightweight and buildable and has a little product feel. Sometimes I wish it had a little bit more punch. So if you're looking for something a little stronger, I suggest Redken's Full Frame, Kenra's Volume Mousse, or Living Proof's Volume Mousse as well. Redken and Living Proof can tend to get a little sticky if overused, so you want to keep that in mind when applying. It's like, at times I want more from Moroccanoil, but I need less from the other products. You just, I guess, can't have it all the time. Such a challenge. I have organized though these 3 options, the Trifecta, Dynamic Duo, and Singular Sensation, on my Amazon storefront. I'm gonna have them pinned at the top, so it's very easy for you guys to check out the options of products. So hopefully you can find something that works for your hair. Top it off. Imagine your hair is like a house being built. We have created our thick foundation with the right haircut to keep maximum thickness, which is the base of our house in this scenario. We then use products to build our walls to create more thickness and volume. Now you need to top it off with the right tools and styled look to create the most out of your cut and products. When blow drying, it is key that you always make sure you are lifting your hair up to create your volume. You are working against gravity, so you really have to lift. The more you roll your hair into your brush, the more roundness and bend you're gonna get in the hair, which helps to add the look of fullness. As a stylist of 17 years, I am very skilled at using a separate round brush and blow dryer, but I am fully aware that that is a huge challenge. So the next best thing is to use your blowout brush. I really recommend you use a round shaped blowout brush over an oval shape. You're gonna be able to create more bend as well as volume just from the round shape alone. My 2 favorite options are the T3 Airbrush Duo and Drybar's Single Shot. The Airbrush Duo is nice because you get 2 brush heads with it and you have several heat options to choose from. The Single Shot I do find to dry the hair just a little faster. Either of them are a great option though for creating that salon style in your hair to help make your hair look more thick and full. And as stated, always lift that hair straight up. Once your hair is blown dry, you may feel that you either have one side that may look a little more thin than the other. This is a common thing as hair is not always evenly distributed on both sides of the head. Or B, if your hair is longer, you may feel you lack a tidbit of volume at your roots. If you relate to problem A, having one side that is more thin than the other, you can either opt to do a side part, tucking your thin side behind your ear. This is how I wear my hair 90% of the time. I naturally have less hair on my right side, so tucking it allows me to group all of the hair together to make it look more full than if left untucked. It also allows me to have my hair swept over to my thicker side, increasing the look of fullness. It also creates a symmetry, drawing the eye away from the thinner side to my more thick side. You can also opt to part your hair going towards your thin side. This allows you to create more symmetry in the hair, balancing out the natural density if one side is more thin than the other. Lastly, if you find your hair is just more thin on the sides in general, regardless of where you part it, you can always opt to place in a few clip-in hair extensions. Clip-ins are nice because there is no commitment. You can gently place them in and gently take them out of your hair as needed. They are easy to hide, and one or two pieces can make a huge difference in the way your hair looks. To place in, you want to gently tease your hair. This creates a bit of a base for the clip-ins to stick to. Clip into place, and you can opt to cut them to match your length yourself or take them into your stylist. That way they can help with that as well. And when you go to remove, simply snap the clip open, gently remove it, and using a wet brush, slowly untangle your tease and you are good to go. It's that easy. I will leave a link to the set I've bought on Amazon. They're super affordable. You have 8 colors to choose from and 6 different lengths, so you've got options. And last but not least, if you relate to problem B, feeling that you need just a tidbit more volume at your roots, this is something I struggle with because I want all of the volume. Do I have the perfect solutions for you? They can be found in this video right here to get you not only the volume at your roots you need, but also to help keep your hair nice and thick all week. See you on the next one.